Welcome to QSTPS TV in conjunction with Rex Arthur TV and Mezinanya Africa. Now, this is part 2 of Money is the Answer to Everything. That's Ecclesiastes 10:19. And we talked in part 1 about why life is about money. Life is about money because everything we needed has been produced, is brought to us onto our doorstep. So we have to have money to pay for it. But in the past, it was not like that. Now, because we need money right now, we are asking the governments to give everybody $20,000 a month, whether they are working or not. So that they can survive life. Life is oxygen. So if you don't have money, you don't have oxygen, you are dead. And that's the life many people are living. There are many people are living dead. They are walking dead. And don't worry, we're going to have a Swahili version of this video. Kwamba mtu anatembea kama amekufa. That means you're walking dead. And we're going to share more of that. So now, part 2 is talking about what we have just said, the history of the world. And this is a seminal summary of the world history by the great Karl Marx, the father of communism and socialism. That's Ujamaa. That was practiced in Tanzania. And this is now his teaching, which is the greatest teaching I have ever met as a human being in all my studies. So now, Karl Marx, as if he knew Africa, said that the world was divided. The history, that's the life of the world. History is time. The time of the world, the history of the world started with primitivism. Yes, and then it went to ancient mode of production and feudal mode of production, and then capitalism, and then socialism, and then communism. Now, his power is, he knows even white people were primitive. All white people are black people. They come from black people. They just became white because they lived away from the sun. So that's for another day. So let's go deeper. Now, primitive communism means a man and a hunter. Man is a hunter and gatherer, and tools can be produced by anyone. So in primitive communism, a man wakes up in the morning, he's going to hunt and to gather. He's not waking up to go to an office. He just went to hunt animals. And then they use tools to do the hunting. And then they perfected those tools, and in the perfection of those tools, they started producing many things. The tools include the hoe, the arrow, and the club. They would kill animals, and then they could kill even many animals. And that's what would lead to them having surplus. And then now when you have surplus, you start now owning the property. That's private ownership. You've killed 5,000 cows or buffalo. You keep the meat. You say, this is now my meat. Then someone says, I want to buy meat from you. Hey, you have killed many cows. And then he sells. So that's the private ownership. Even land now stopped being communal. It started being private. And that led to the ancient mode of production, where the slave owner owned the mode of production and the slave. Okay? So that's number 2. Stage number 2 in the world, the history of the world, that man now was from being a community to now having one human on top of another human. And he would now control the mode of production. That's the land and the tools to get the surplus. And then the slave. The slave was now the human who works for that man, the boss. So this is what brought now the king Yes, you see, the government, someone is on top of you. He tells you what to do. He tells you where to go. He tells you where to live. He tells you what to do for him. And then you do it. And that's what was the ancient mode. Then after the ancient mode, which led to development of forces of production, high labor, productivity demanded, conditions of slaves continue to deteriorate, slaves not interested in production. So the slaves were tired of the life, because it is so much tasking to build temples, to build buildings. That's what happened in Egypt. Remember, the Israelis were enslaved by Africans, Egyptians, and God said it is enough. Their condition deteriorated and they left Egypt, Africa. And that can be called like a slaves revolt. This has also happened in America, where Nat Turner revolted and he had a rebellion, and Harriet Tubman set many black slaves free. Because of the conditions were terrible, and even slavery had been banned by the Congress, but the slave owners still went on. So when the slaves revolt, then you have a feudal mode of production. That's the feudal lords and serfs. And you want to kiss Karl Marx because that's what even happened in America. Now slavery ended after the slave revolt of the American Civil War, where the president stood with the slaves. Congratulations to Abraham Lincoln. And after that, something called sharecropping came. My God. That's now the feudal mode of production, where there is a landlord and a serf. The serf does not own the land. Yes, the landlord owns the land. So what happened in the sharecropping system is you would come to work on the farm, and then you will eat a little from the farm for your family, but you will give a portion of what you've worked to the landlord. So that happened in America, and it happened also in Europe. In fact, in Europe, they stayed feudal for many years until what you're going to see called capitalism came. So in the feudal mode of production, population increased, demand increased, and new discoveries and need for free labor. And then the peasants revolted. So again, and even in America, there was a revolt in 1920 when communism now came to America. And the government quelled it by banning the Communist Party. Now, capitalism comes, and now capitalism owns forces of production and the product, labor free to work anywhere. So that's it, and it's the highest form of inequality and self-alienation. So in capitalism, the owner of production, yes, now is what they're saying here is that the I think I would have added on this. This is a different slide. Industrialization. The industrial merchant. Yes, this is the other one. This is someone who has summarized. So there are some errors, so we forgive. But this is where the industrial revolution happened. So now the capitalist owned the factory. No more land owning. It was now factory. And the factory had the big tools to use, and there was need for mass production. Okay, and that's why it was called the highest form of inequality. Why? Because now the goods were so nice, and everybody wants them. The clothes became so nice. The railway, the trains became so powerful. They were so much on demand that the capitalist was making a lot of money, but the workers were many, and so he could not pay them very high salary like his. So he ended up paying them what he could. Even children were working in the factories at that time. So that's called highest form of inequality. Then after that now came socialism. Why? Again, workers revolted. So you see, for Karl Marx, every time there is increase of demand of goods, then the prices go. The owner of production is excited and he increases the price of the goods. Yeah, the people revolt because they don't have money to buy those things, and the wages they are receiving are low. So that is called the workers revolted. And in Europe, that happened in the 1848 revolutions and the Russian Revolution and the Chinese Revolution. And there were so many that happened, yeah, in that period. And that's now what led to what's called socialism, the abolition of private ownership and state of proletariat, meaning the people now own the land, they own the factory. Yeah, this is government ownership of everything in the country. So Karl Marx said that once you reach this stage, then you reach the final stage, that is absolute communism, that there will be no government and no private property. All property will belong to the people. And because the people, the proletariat has now, those are proletariat means the poor worker has now become the state. Okay? Yeah, so there's nobody to control him. Yeah, the bourgeoisie is gone. That was capitalism. The capitalism is the bourgeoisie is the one leading, and the proletariat is being led by the bourgeoisie. But with socialism coming and communism, that's the end. And what does abolition of the state mean? A lot. It means no government, no police. Remember Kaepernick, the American football player, declared abolish the police. He was actually saying abolish the state. He was speaking like Karl Marx. Wow. Incredible. And that's what he meant. Yes, that the government of America is supposed to be one with the people, such that it can't kill anyone. Because the killing is the capitalist system. Yeah, it's the fascist system. Yes, where they fight you even when you are the citizen. Yeah, and that's not supposed to happen. Even in the Bible, the story of Paul, when he was arrested, they said he told them that he's a Roman citizen. Yes, and he said, "How dare you beat a Roman citizen?" Yeah, you see, and now we are all free. There is no slavery. So it's never to be that the police kill you or beat you or attack you. So if you see that behavior, that's a fascist, that's still capitalist. Yes, and the more communist a state becomes, the less you will see that, because everyone will be working for each other. And that's how we end the video. We want governments to care for people, yeah, to be caring, to be humane, yeah, and the humanity has come in even giving money to everybody every month, $20,000 a month. We did the calculation for that, and we'll show it to you in the next video. Yeah, but that's how we summarize today's part 2. Yeah, telling you the history of time, the history of the world. Yeah, the time of the world, human government, how it started as a communist and it is ending as communist, where the government is not a lord, yeah, but it is a friend, and we are family together. And so that government is there to help you, yeah, not to oppress you, yeah, not to make you work. You see, there is a problem with the capitalist system. It's that if you don't do what they want, yeah, you are punished. You see, you are punished. You are taken to jail. Yeah, you didn't perform your contract. Yeah, you are done away with. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be teamwork. So that if you are tired, someone else will work. Yes, but it doesn't mean you will suffer. Yeah, because you didn't work. Yeah, you see, like women, there are women workers. Let's say she gets pregnant. Now in the system of the West, I mean in the system of capitalism or anywhere, yeah, because the lady is pregnant, yeah, she will not get money. Yeah, she didn't work. You see? Yeah. But in communist system, you will still be cared for, yeah, even though you've got pregnant. So that's what we mean. Yeah, a humane government, yeah, where it cares for everyone. So we will talk about that more, but I want you to have this powerful, powerful layout of the world, the history of the world by Karl Marx, and showing you that in the beginning, people were living together and there was no need, even they didn't need money. Yeah, but money has come today because of the capitalist, the price you can get, you can gain, you get profits, you can make money, yeah, from life. Yes, and yet it shouldn't be like that. Yeah, you see. But now what can we do? That is the system of the world. Because if you make a phone, yeah, it takes money to make a phone. Mm. So you have to have money to get a phone. Yes. But how do you get money? You must have a job. Yeah. But what if you don't have a job? How will you get a phone? Which is a necessity. It helps you to communicate with people. So that's what we're saying. That mathematics had to be done by the government that ignored, yeah, the people who are jobless. And that especially applies to Africa. Yeah, because you find in Africa, people don't have jobs. Yeah. And the government thinks that because they are few, they don't need any help. But they do. Yeah. Unemployment benefits are given in Europe for people who don't have jobs until they get a job. Yeah. So that's what Africa needs to be alive to have social welfare system that supports people even when they are jobless. But we are even going further to the social welfare systems that are in the world, like in America, that they need to give more money. Yeah, not the little money they give. Yeah, there's little. $20,000 is what is needed. Why? You even need more than enough for you to save, and for you to spend. Yeah, saving, you can save or you can spend. So you need money not just to survive, but to thrive. Yeah, and to thrive is either to save or to spend. And that's why we're saying $20,000. According to our research, it is $10,000 you need per month. Yeah, but we added another 10 so that you can spend or save. Thank you, guys. Wait for part 3. Money is the answer to everything. That's the world we are in. Then let the government give money if they really care.